I'm Jordan Hatfield. This is Faster Film Critic. Today on the show, we talk Superman with Kolter and Chase Fugel. Superman is a 2025 superhero film directed by James Gunn, starring David Corrin, Sweat, Rachel Brosnahan, and Nicholas Hoult. Superman! Get in! We're going cinephiling. What's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, good. Hey, how are you guys doing before I just jump right in?
You're doing great, man. Great. It's been a great week. I'm excited to talk Superman.
Okay. Hey, speaking of that, theme music, would it have killed them to use the John Williams score in its original form? Would it have killed them?
That is a really good point, Kolter.
Thank you.
Apparently, it would have killed them. But I don't know why, because that original score is so much better.
Yeah, it's so good.
I do have a question for you, Kolter. I've been dying to ask.
Oh, okay.
Now, be honest. Did you dress up in your Superman costume when you went to go see this film?
No, but I did see a couple of dorks in Superman t-shirts. That's as good as it got for my small town, unfortunately.
I did too. I saw some wholesome dorks.
My theater was packed and everybody was dressed to the hilt. Like everybody. I went on opening night, first showing in IMAX, and there were like probably 4 people in full Superman attire. I'm talking about the cape. I'm talking about the red shoe covers. I'm talking about everything. Like, they were Superman.
Did they have the chastity belt too?
They had the chest. They had it all.
I think that comes with the suit, actually.
Yeah, they had it all. These guys are comfortable being laughed at, but they were into it. Guys, they were into it.
Well, I would hope so. Shit. You're going to go out in public like that. You better be into it.
And once again, I found myself slightly jealous. I wish I was into it that much. I'm not. I wish I was.
Yeah.
I wish it was an event. I'm gonna put on my costume and I'm gonna go to the movies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy some popcorn and I'm gonna whistle and I'm gonna hoot and I'm gonna holler. Embrace my nerdiness, just like these guys were doing.
I don't know if superhero movies can be events anymore. I think that time has come and gone. I don't know. Maybe you guys feel different.
Well, this was the biggest event that I had seen in quite some time. Dune was a pretty big event. You know, we went to a special showing a week early.
Sure.
There were some people there that were pretty stoked for Dune Part 2. But this was a big one, guys. This was a big one.
Yeah, for sure.
And this film needs to do well because Warner Brothers, who owns DC, is banking on the fact that Superman will swoop in and save the day.
Oh, yes. Yes, they were.
The last several DC films have been major flops.
Oh, yeah. Stinkers.
I mean, you got Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, you got Blue Beetle, you got The Flash. I mean, it's just like really bad. Really, really bad. And if Superman isn't doing well, then DC isn't doing well. And if DC isn't doing well, then Warner Brothers has a problem on their hands.
Yeah, they're all circling the ball.
In fact, I've heard that if this film doesn't clear $500 million, it's a bust.
Yeah, actually, well, so I've been hearing closer to $700 million, which is a kind of a tough feat. I mean, superhero movies used to make $1 billion in a single bound, if you will, huh? No. Okay, I'll stop. Yeah, anywhere from 500 to 700. It's and it all depends on what they spent making and marketing this movie, and often that's as clear as mud. You never really find that out until a year or two after a movie's released, when all the financials come back and they're a little bit more transparent with that. But yeah, man, that's a big ask. But Warner Brothers is going to push ahead. I think they're going to keep going with this universe because they put a lot in getting James Gunn to come over to DC side. Some people are going to like James Gunn's flavor with this kind of movie. Some people definitely are not. He has his strengths as a filmmaker. I'm not convinced that this is the kind of movie that was best suited for him.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? James Gunn did the Guardians of the Galaxy. He's working for Marvel.
Yeah.
He did all the Guardians of the Galaxy films. He did Suicide Squad. And it's interesting how he ended up at DC, which is kind of the arch nemesis of Marvel, if you will.
Yeah, he made some naughty little tweets.
Naughty little
Marvel
tweets.
said, yeah, no, you don't. And then they said, well, maybe come on back and make the next movie and then go away after that. So, yeah, I think he kind of took his toys and ran over to DC, who, a lot of people are saying that DC is kind of the anti-Disney. They're not infusing all of their movies with current politics and stuff. Most movies since the dawn of time have done that in some way. But yeah, it is a weird story how he kind of got courted by DC and came over and is now kind of taking things in I'd say a pretty obviously Marvel-esque direction, as opposed to where the DC come from, which is this kind of dark and stormy, Batman and Superman are grumpy and it's always dark and rainy outside. So it's different.
So out of the three of us, Kolter, I would expect that you like Superman the best.
Interesting. I bet I won't. I bet you'll like it the best.
You think I'll like it the best?
Yeah, I think so.
Whoa.
I think so too.
What kind of a topsy-turvy world would we be living in? I like it better than you two.
I don't know, man. I want to hear what you think.
Well, in that case, let's start from the beginning. I sit down in my chair, surrounded by superheroes.
Nerds!
They're all excited.
Yeah.
Dude, and I'm not going to lie, the movie started, they start cheering.
Of course.
You know?
It's infectious.
Right
And
off the bat?
Oh, right out of the gate, man. As soon as the movie started, they were...
Superman! Woo!
Exactly. Yeah, they were excited, and I bought into that energy. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no,
I did. I found myself, okay, here we go.
Sure.
The movie starts. What do we think of David Cornsweet as Superman?
I think he's great. He's got the look. He's got the charm. He's got the bravado and confidence, mostly. He kind of came across as being almost like Superboy in this as opposed to Superman. Christopher Reeve was so composed.
Yeah.
And there was such a big difference between Clark Kent when Christopher Reeve played him and then Superman. And there was just such a confidence, but it wasn't cocky. He was very resolved and kind of, he was sure of himself. This one he's not quite that. So it was a little weird. But as far as the look and the performance, I thought he did really good with what was given to him. I think it works.
What's your thought, Chase?
Yeah. Superboy. I think that's a good way to describe it. I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah.
And the pacifist thing really didn't complement that much at all.
I think that Henry Cavill is the best cast Superman. I think that his appearance is perfect for Superman.
I agree.
He was so perfectly cast.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to find anyone who looks the part better than Henry Cavill. Agreed?
I was going to say, Henry Cavill is too goddamn handsome, and his physique is so perfect as Superman that it's hard to buy him as like Clark Kent. Those two characters need to be different enough to be convincing. And whereas Henry Cavill was awesome as Superman, I think he doesn't quite pull that Clark Kent kind of, oh, geez, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Like, that kind of.
I hear you, but I still think all around complete package, man, you're not going to get any better than him.
Yeah. In terms of like a modern Superman, yeah.
However, I think David Cornsweet.
His last name, dude. That is a last name right there.
Cornsweet.
That is
better than Ball Sweat.
Is it though?
Cornsweet.
If I had a name like Cornsweet, I would not go to Hollywood. That's the last place I'd go.
I'd change it to Pimple Wiener.
The what?
I'd change it to Pimple Wiener.
David Pimple Wiener. For the rest of the show, that's what we're going to call him. David, I'm going to update my notes. David Pimple Wiener.
Perfect.
I thought David Pimple Wiener did a great job. He looks as close to Henry Cavill as you can possibly get.
Yeah.
And
they do look a lot
so I
alike.
thought he did really good.
Yeah.
I really thought David Pimple Wiener was a good casting choice here. I do think that the idea of introducing comedy back into the franchise works. I really appreciate the idea of comedy in Superman.
I didn't actually laugh at a lot of the stuff as much as I expected to, because James Gunn is really good at inserting comedy that doesn't, in Marvel we get like big moments, big set pieces that's always undercut by a joke or this or that, and kind of it's become so formulaic that James Gunn's one of his strengths is taking advantage of character moments to infuse comedy where it works. And it wasn't bad. I expected to laugh more at some of the gags and jokes. And
I agree. There was one joke that got me laughing out loud, though. And that's when David Pimple Wiener was sitting in the hotel room with Rachel Brosnahan. Yeah. And she's like, how are we doing? And he's like, well, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
That was the funniest moment of the whole movie for me.
Yeah.
I appreciate the attempt to add comedy, and I like the lightheartedness in the film.
Yeah.
Although I do agree that it could have and should have been funnier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting movie as a concept, man. The way this movie starts, and I'd be curious to see how you guys feel about this, but it kind of felt like there was supposed to be another movie that came before this that we didn't get to see. And it just kind of poops you out in the middle of what's going on with this one, and it kind of expects you to keep up, man. It's like you're walking down the road by yourself, and somebody who just came from a bank heist comes speeding up behind you, throws you in a van, and takes you on to their own adventure. Because it's a lot of these people. I mean, it's a pretty spastic movie. We bounce around to some weird places, see some weird creatures. It is truly right out of like the Silver and Bronze Age of Superman comics. I don't know that a lot of people, unless you're dressing up as Superman to go to this thing, I don't know that you're going to get what they're going for here. And it's probably the most comic book movie of all time in terms of like being kind of loyal to the source material.
I heard that going into it. This is a comic book film. This is going to be true to the comic. And I was like, okay, I'm in. But I wasn't.
Yeah, it's kind of batshit crazy, yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
The story was messy here. This was supposed to be a reboot.
Sure.
And I did not expect Batman Begins, right?
Right.
James Gunn is
Yeah.
no Christopher Nolan, not by a long shot. And I did not expect an origin story.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, that's kind of what I wanted. I
Okay.
want a true reboot from the start.
Yeah.
Give me the whole story all over again. Add some new cool twists, add some turns. I like David Pimplewiener. He can keep doing his thing. There's no reason to make such a chaotic film. And you're absolutely right. There are so many parts of the film where I was like, wait a second, who was that?
Yeah, and if you don't know, you don't know.
Exactly. I mean, it's a brand new film, but they completely skipped over character development. I mean, they expect you to come into the film knowing who these people are and their backstories and have an emotional connection to them.
Yeah. A Superman movie should be a little bit more about Superman. Like some of the characters they introduced in this, like Mr. Terrific, I think in particular, kind of stole a lot of moments away. If we're going to see this new reimagining of a Superman story, new cast, new world, new everything, we didn't spend a whole hell of a lot of time like getting to know him and what drives him, and we're kind of misled. We most of us know the story of Superman, how he got to Earth, what his parents told him, and all that kind of gets turned on its head in this. And fairly early on in the movie, it was weird to see like other characters kind of. It's like they're trying to catch up to the Marvel team-up movies so quickly they don't know. They're like in such a hurry to kind of get ahead of Marvel and do the sort of kind of Marvel thing, but at the same time something different. It was a very weird, kind of bold and weird choice. I don't know if it's going to work yet.
Yeah, and it's somewhere in between. I would have liked more of a classic Superman story, like what you said, origin story, especially because like I didn't grow up with Superman, so I'm not like as familiar with the story. Of course, I know the things everybody knows, like his parents and him being sent to the Earth and all that. But yeah, I would have liked something a little bit more reboot-esque. This does feel like it just lands somewhere in between DC and Marvel that's uncomfortable.
Man, this film looked great, though, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, it did. It was bright. It was colorful.
Yeah, except for the very wide shots of his forehead when he's flying in the first half. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but that's paying homage to some of the older Supermans for sure.
Yeah.
I thought visually it was stunning. I thought the monster in the city was really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the way it played out, but I'm just talking about his appearance. I thought he was really, really, really cool.
Yeah, you felt the weight to it. Like sometimes they do kaiju movies and stuff like that. You don't get the sense of like, yeah, you see it on screen, but you don't sense like how much something like that must weigh and the effect it has when it moves around. And that it was cool. And you actually kind of felt that, and it looked great. I mean, it was animated very, very well.
I thought the scene, and this was in the trailer, but I thought the scene where there was the explosion and Superman swoops in and wraps his arms around the girl right as the debris kind of blows all around him. I thought that was
it goes like semi-slow motion.
so cool. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was rad.
No, it was cool. Some of the stuff, the choices in this movie are odd because there was so much complaint about Henry Cavill not saving the cat, not doing enough like saving, and instead there was just this all-out brawl where him and Zod are just beating the shit out of each other, just through buildings, and just people are dying left and right. It's like the collateral damage is just insane. So it's almost kind of like, well, we got to show him saving the dog and saving the kid and da-da-da-da. And even a squirrel in one scene. It's interesting to see, if they're getting back to the essence of the character or if they're kind of trying so hard to course correct. It's weird.
Let me tell you something that wasn't cool, though, and that's the Justice Gang. Who is she? Like Eagle Girl?
Yeah. Hawk Girl, yeah.
So annoying.
My brother said the same thing. It's a little much.
Oh, my. A little?
Gosh.
Man, it was way too much.
I hated the Bowl Cat a lot more than that.
And I didn't know any of them. I didn't know who they were, why they were there.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't.
You know the green guy. What's his name?
Apparently, you know the green guy real well.
Yeah, I know of him. What's his name? He's the green guy. He's got the
Yeah,
ring.
he's one of the Green Lanterns, not Hal Jordan.
Oh, he's one of them?
Yeah,
I didn't
there's
know there was
whole,
more than one.
Yeah, no,
You're
there's
talking
a
about the
whole,
dude in the prison sad about his baby?
No.
No,
The
no.
guy with the bowl cut. The blonde
Guy
guy with
Gardner.
the bowl cut.
Guy Gardner's his name.
Oh, the Dumb and Dumber guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Dumb and
The
Dumber
Dumb
haircut.
and Dumber guy.
Yeah, at least they
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know
slipped a
him.
good joke in there.
I don't know
But
him.
Nathan
I don't know
Fillion,
Justice
man.
Gang. They were lame.
Yeah, great actor. He's got some great moments. I love it when he's fighting in the end and Green Lanterns can kind of conjure up anything with their ring weapons and whatever.
Oh,
He's using the giant middle
brings
fingers
up
to
the
tip
middle
over
finger.
tanks and stuff. That got a chuckle out of me. But
yeah.
I think he either grates people or doesn't work. I don't know.
What'd you guys think of Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor?
That bald head was a little bit hard to get over after juror number 2. Just too quick. Came way too quick.
I feel like they do something weird in every movie with Lex Luthor and his hair. Have you guys seen the 2006 one with Brandon Routh? Superman Returns?
Yes.
I haven't.
I rewatched it the other night after watching this new one just to see, and it's like, he actually kind of nailed the essence of Christopher Reeve pretty well. But then same thing. It's like Kevin Spacey playing Lex Luthor. You see him with the wig and he pulls it off. It's like, they're going to do that in every movie. But aside from that, I thought Nicholas Hoult is good in everything I've seen him in. But again, it's kind of like you're racing to catch up with these characters and what's driving them, and you never really figure out, except through dialogue later in the movie, like what's motivating Lex Luthor? Why does he hate Superman so much? And again, I think it kind of assumes that the audience is supposed to know all these nuances, and that, I don't know. I mean, performance-wise, it was good. He had some good moments and some good lines. I always kind of felt like Lex Luthor should be a little bit older. What'd you guys think?
I actually like Nicholas Hoult here.
Okay.
I agree. The problem is in the character development. It's not in Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
If I'm casting the film, do I cast Nicholas Hoult? No, I go for somebody a little older, for sure.
I go really old.
Yeah.
Like in a wheelchair.
Oh,
I feel
okay.
like that's pretty diabolical.
All right. A crotchety old bastard.
Yeah.
Another thing I really did not appreciate about this Superman was the fact that David Pimplewiener was getting his ass kicked the entire film.
The entire time, dude.
Yeah.
That's a very common complaint.
Yeah, I did not appreciate that. So first of all, you got Hammerhead at the very beginning, and then where did he go? Because he just disappeared without explanation.
He was Ultraman. So the Superman clone that he ends up fighting towards the end was in that suit. And it was such a quick scene. If you missed it, it was like 5 seconds. He gets off a plane, he takes off his dome, and it's him under there.
I must have blinked. Yeah, I must have blinked. Because I missed it. I was like, wait, what happened to Hammerhead? But Superman's the guy that can lift up buildings. I mean, Superman is the guy that can fly into San Andreas Fault and keep it from collapsing.
Sure.
We're talking about the guy that can fly around the Earth so fast he rewinds time. And in this film, he's just getting his ass kicked the whole time.
Yeah.
Again, this freaking gang of justice wannabe morons steps in, and Hawk Girl, and they're saving people. Are they better than Superman? Are they bigger and better than Superman? Because
Not supposed to be. No.
I think Mr. T was. He never got his ass kicked.
no, he didn't. No, yeah,
Well,
exactly.
he's terrific.
Justice Gang never lost a fight.
No, and that was kind of odd. It felt like what they were trying to go for there is that they were supposed to be a little bit more reckless, and Superman was more worried about like, well, we can't kill this big monster. It's let's try to find a way to get it out of here. And they're like, nope, he's dead.
Well, then let's save the squirrel instead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the squirrel, gotta save it.
Lucky little squirrel.
What'd you guys think of Ma and Pa Kent?
Who? Who is that?
Superman's parents.
Oh, Mom and Pa.
Yeah, they're always portrayed in other movies as kind of like these saintly people. And when I saw in the trailer, there's that spot in the trailer where Ma Kent's like, well, let me go get your boots for you, Clark. I thought, oh God, are they going to go with the butter-licking bumpkins in this? But they actually turned out to be pretty sweet and endearing, and actually kind of a little bit more reminiscent of what a Midwestern family might be like. Simple, down to earth, salt of the earth, instilled good values. It was one of the kind of more endearing moments.
I think also one of the most unrealistic elements. I think Ma was on an iPhone.
Right? Midwestern women are definitely smart enough to use an Android.
It's true. I do like how she's like leaning over it and talking to it like she doesn't quite know how to use it. Well, we'll let you go, Clark. We know how busy you are.
Yeah, I don't believe she could find the hang up button first try.
Yeah. Probably not. But I don't know. It was, man, they threw a lot of frickin' spaghetti at the wall in this one, and it just felt like some kid playing in the backyard with their toys, and they decided to make a movie out of it. It was really frantic and just kind of, like you said, like Superman spends the whole movie getting his ass kicked. It's so strange choices here.
I want to know exactly how strange you think these choices really were. We're going to rate Superman on a scale of 1 to 5. I'm anxious to see who likes it the best out of the three of us, because if it's me, oh boy. But before we rate it, you need to know that this film has got an 83% rating from critics on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Audiences have given a 93%, and in Letterboxd, it is rated 4.0. That is
No way.
huge. 4.0 in Letterboxd. That's big.
Dude.
That's
Okay.
big.
Okay.
You could almost say that's super.
It's super.
That is a super miracle right there for Superman.
Yeah. So, guys, lay it on me. What's your rating?
I'm still so surprised by that, by how much people love this movie. I think the state of movies right now is so bad that people have to lower their standards
Yeah.
so that going to the movies isn't such a disappointment. I'm going to land at 2 stars.
Yeah, dude, I agree with you. Like the general state of movies these days has caused people to accept subpar films as decent ones. All said, I did have fun with this. It was a mess. I would have liked to have seen Superman be the focus of this. The movie does clip along at a decent pace, but like again, it just feels like a kid playing with toys in the backyard and they turned it into a movie. I thought the casting was excellent. It's like David Pimplewiener as Superman. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane was great. The rest of the cast was really good too. I had enough fun, but it kind of lands. I'm right in the middle. This is a 3 for me.
So I'm going to be honest, I'm just not a big James Gunn fan. If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, I think you'll like this. There's a lot of the same flavors here.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. I wish the film was a little bit funnier. I wish it was a little bit more focused. I wish the film was about Superman and had a story that really revolved around him saving the squirrels. So I'm going to give this film 2 stars. I thought it was just too messy. I thought there were too many undeveloped characters. I thought the dog was really annoying. That joke wore out really quick. And I'm not looking forward to Superman's super cousin coming to theaters in 2026, but we'll talk about that then. We want to know, what did you think of Superman? Please tell us.
Hey, you. You like James Gunn movies? Do you like superhero movies? Do you like weird movies, you weirdo? Well, there's a little gem of a movie. One that's become a little bit of a cult classic that came out in 2010 titled Super. It's a dark comedy written and directed by James Gunn and starring Rainn Wilson, Kevin Bacon, and a bunch of other actors Gunn likes to keep employed. It is savage and hilarious, quirky and unconventional, and definitely subverts expectations. If you like his storytelling style, go check this one out.
Thank you for listening to Faster Film Critic, and please join us next week when we got a special surprise for you. Actually, the surprise is for me. I'm headed out to Wyoming to visit Kolter. We're going to record Faster Film Critic out there, and we have a very special guest who's picking the movie, and he hasn't told me what yet. So I don't know what we're watching, but I'm looking forward to it. You can also follow us on Letterboxd, Cinetrek, and Instagram. Email us at fasterfilmcritic@gmail.com. Hit us up with questions, comments, feedback, or review requests, and please share this episode with your movie-loving friends.